Let's go Lions! There's been some news recently that needs our attention, and I'm going to tell you all the details, so without further ado, hit that like button if you're a die-hard Lions fan, and comment, Lions forever! Alright, let's talk about something special happening in Detroit. Our safeties. Lions fans, we witnessed something truly incredible last season. The dynamic duo of Brian Branch and Kerby Joseph took over the NFL, proving that they're not just good, but one of the best safety duos in the league. Joseph had a breakout year, leading the league with 9 interceptions and earning All-Pro honors for the first time in his career. Meanwhile, Branch made the transition to full-time safety, and the results were nothing short of spectacular. Together, they combined for 13 interceptions and became a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks and receivers. Let's talk about what makes this duo so special. First, their ability to read offenses is next level. Joseph has always had a nose for the football, but this season he showed a major improvement in his overall game. His tackling, once a weak spot, saw a major upgrade. His Pro Football Focus, PFF, tackle grade jumped to 86.9. A big jump from his first 2 seasons. His missed tackle rate was the lowest of his career at just 6%. That kind of development is exactly what you want to see from a young star. Then there's Brian Branch. We already knew this guy was a playmaker, but moving him to safety full-time took his impact to another level. He played with physicality, making receivers think twice about running over the middle. He finished as the Lions' 3rd highest-rated defensive player by PFF with an overall grade of 83.7, right behind Joseph. Together, they were a force, delivering big hits, game-changing turnovers, and a level of consistency that gave Detroit one of the best secondaries in the league. The best part? These guys are still young and under contract for next season, which means the Lions have the potential to dominate the safety position for years to come. But there's a big decision looming. Joseph is eligible for a contract extension. Given his production, he's earned the right to a big payday. The good news? We saw GM Brad Holmes move quickly to secure key pieces like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell ahead of last year's draft. Could he do the same with Joseph? It would be a smart move to get ahead of the market and secure a key piece of the defense for the long term. Now, while there's a lot to love about this duo, there are also some concerns. One issue is Branch's tackling technique. He's had moments throughout the season where he's led with his head, which has not only drawn penalties but also put him at risk for injury. The most glaring example came in Week 9 against Green Bay, when he was ejected for a helmet-to-helmet hit. That's something he'll need to clean up going forward to stay on the field and avoid costly penalties. Another potential concern is depth at the position. Ifeadi Melifonwu played a big role when healthy, but he's now a free agent. Losing him would leave the Lions a bit thin at safety, especially when you consider his ability to blitz and pressure quarterbacks. If the Lions don't re-sign him, they may need to look to free agency or the draft to add another playmaker to their defensive backfield. Now, here's the biggest question. What's next for Brian Branch? We've seen the Lions' young players explode in the 3rd seasons. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell earned first-team All-Pro honors in year 3, and Joseph had his breakthrough last season. Could 2025 be the year Branch cements himself as one of the best safeties in the game? The tools are all there. He's a playmaker, he's physical, and he has a knack for forcing quarterbacks into mistakes. If he can make a few small adjustments, he could be next in line for an All-Pro nod. So, Lions fans, it's your turn. Do you think Joseph and Branch are the best safety duo in the NFL? Should the Lions move quickly to extend Joseph ahead of free agency? And how do you feel about Melifonwu's future? Should we bring him back or look for depth elsewhere? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold is making it loud and clear. Detroit is coming for that Lombardi Trophy. After watching the Philadelphia Eagles take down the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 in Super Bowl 59, Arnold couldn't hold back. He took to social media and sent out a simple but powerful message. "We going to get ours, Detroit," topped off with a ring emoji. Lions fans, this post blew up, racking up nearly 300,000 views overnight, and it's got everyone talking. And why shouldn't he feel confident? Arnold had an impressive rookie season after being selected 24th overall by GM Brad Holmes and head coach Dan Campbell. He racked up 60 tackles, including 47 solo, and broke up 10 passes, proving he's a cornerstone of this Lions secondary. He played a huge role in the defense all year, but like the rest of the team, he felt the sting of the Lions' disappointing playoff loss to Washington. That divisional round game was a tough one. The defense, which had been solid all season, struggled to contain Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels. Meanwhile, the Lions' offense, usually so reliable, had uncharacteristic turnovers that swung the momentum. And with key defensive linemen like Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, and Alan McNeil sidelined, the pass rush just wasn't there. The result? A heartbreaking 45-31 loss that ended the Lions' season earlier than expected. But here's the thing. this team isn't going anywhere. With Arnold leading a hungry young secondary, Hutchinson ready to anchor the pass rush, and Jared Goff still at the helm of an explosive offense, the Lions are in prime position to make another deep playoff run. And let's not forget, Detroit holds the 28th pick in the upcoming NFL draft and has already been linked to Texas A&M edge rusher Nick Scourton, a potential impact player for a team that needs more pass rush depth. So now, the question is, do you believe in Terrion Arnold's Super Bowl guarantee? Is this team truly ready to take that next step and bring a championship to Detroit? The 2024 rookie class didn't see as much playing time as in previous years, but that's a good thing. It means this team is getting better, deeper, and harder to break into. But even with limited snaps, some of these young guys showed real promise, and a few are primed to make a major impact in year 2. Let's start with Terrion Arnold, our first-round pick. This guy was thrown into the fire right away, starting from day 1 and playing a huge role in the secondary. Yeah, there were some rough moments, penalties were a big issue early on, but he adapted fast. 8 of his 10 penalties came in the first 4 games, and after that, he tightened up his technique. By the end of the year, he looked like a guy who could be a long-term lockdown corner for Detroit. Brad Holmes has high expectations for Arnold, and with a full offseason to refine his game, he could take a massive leap in year 2. Now, let's talk about Ennis Rakestraw, our second-round pick. This guy just couldn't catch a break with injuries. He was set to start in week 2 but got hurt in warm-ups, and it felt like he never really recovered. He finished the season on injured reserve with just 46 defensive snaps. But don't count him out. He's got that chip on his shoulder, and if Carlton Davis III isn't re-signed, Rakestraw could step into a major role next season. On the offensive line, Giovanni Manu was always viewed as a project, and that's exactly how his rookie year played out. No snaps, just development. But with Dan Skipper hitting free agency, Manu might have a real shot at breaking into the rotation in 2025. The coaching staff loves his size and physicality, and if he keeps improving, he could be a key depth piece next season. One guy who did see the field, Sione Vaki. The former safety turned running 16 games, mostly on special teams. He even caught a fake punt pass for a His transition to running back is still a work in progress, but his ability to contribute gives him plenty of time to develop. If he keeps improving, he could carve out offense next year. Then there's Mekhi Wingo. This one's tough. He was making real strides as a defensive lineman before suffering a torn ACL late in the season. The Lions love his versatility, and more playing time before the injury. His recovery will be a big storyline to watch because if he gets back to full strength, he could be a key piece for this defense moving forward. Finally, Christian Mahogany. This guy came out of nowhere. Missed all of training camp and preseason with mono, but when the Lions needed him late in the season, he stepped up. He started against the Bears in the playoffs and showed real potential as a physical, aggressive guard. With Kevin Zeitler possibly leaving in free agency and Graham Glasgow stretch, Mahogany could be in line for a much bigger role in 2025. So, Lions fans, now it's your turn. Who are you most develop in year 2? Will Arnold take the next step and become a shutdown corner? Can Rakestraw prove he belongs? The future of our offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to hit subscribe for more Lions news and analysis. We've got a huge offseason ahead, and you won't want to miss any of it. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Lions!